Broadleys could be the most successful bagpipe and reed maker you've never heard of. In the ultra risk averse world of piping and drumming, getting a grade 1 band to compete with your pipe chanter can take years or even decades. Far more often than not, it never happens. After only 6 months, Ross Watson, founder of Broadleys Bagpipes and Reeds in Kirkcaldy, heard his pipe chanters played by a full band for the first time. And not just any band, it was the Grade 1 six-time world champion Simon Fraser University on stage at the band's 2023 Generations Pre-Worlds concert at a sold-out SEC in Glasgow. Like almost every bagpipe or reed maker, Watson learned his craft with another company. He was an employee of Shepherd Bagpipes for some 28 years, recruited by Bob Shepherd himself when Watson was learning the carpenter-joiner trade. At 17 years old, he was approached by the great Shepherd to apply his skills to bagpipe making with R.T. Shepherd and Sons. Watson's first teacher was Jock Innes, and his first band was Kelty and Blair Adam. He would go on to play with the Grade 1 Dysart and Dundonald in the late 1990s, but a crushing injury to his burl finger put paid to his competitive piping career. Over his decades of work with Shepherd Bagpipes, he saw Shepherd pipe chanters become one of the most successful throughout the grades. There are top-grade bands that still use vintage Shepherd chanters from the 1990s. After decades and hundreds, if not thousands, of practices and contests, and the inevitable carving of holes, opening reed seats, and occasional mishaps, a demand for replacement chanters has grown strong. It was over the pandemic when Watson decided to take the plunge after he saw an old farmhouse holding for sale in Kirkcaldy. He had grown up around the same kinds of buildings, and the nostalgia was irresistible. The farm's name was Broadleys. The building and its grounds were in disrepair, but renovations brought it into the right condition to be a rustic bagpipe workshop. Rather than taking a more predictable route of naming his bagpipe-making business after himself, Watson decided Broadleys was truer to his personality as someone who prefers to be behind the scenes. Indeed, Ross Watson's nature is humble and reserved. He understands the value of publicity, but prefers to let his products do the talking. The uptake of Broadleys' legacy and Trad X chanters includes not only SFU, but Shots and Dyke Caledonia and Police Scotland Fife, bands that need instruments to fill in with an existing set of old Shepherd chanters. Watson turns his chanters by hand, preferring traditional methods over laser-guided computer numerical control or CNC machines. He's not limited to Highland pipes. Small pipes and practice chanters are always ready to be made to order. So far, he manages to keep up with manufacturing, mostly on his own, with some part-time help and the assistance of his daughter and wife managing administrative and accounting tasks. Ross Watson stresses that his family and friends have contributed greatly to the start of Broadleys Bagpipes and Reeds. Encouraging him to start the business, he says, helped him to have the confidence that he was doing the correct thing, and says their help was massive. We connected with Ross Watson to hear how Broadleys Bagpipes and Reeds has become such a success in so little time.
It's January 16th, 2025, and we're really pleased to be speaking with Ross Watson of Broadleys Bagpipes, a brand new entry into the bagpipe making industry. And it's off to a great start, so we thought we'd speak with Ross, and he's coming to us from Kirkcaldy, Fife. Ross, thanks a lot for taking the time. All right, so tell us about Broadleys Bagpipes and how it all got started for you.
Yeah, it was I'm about 28 years in the industry, Andrew, and I decided, I thought, right, I'll go and try and make a new venture and start up a bagpipe business. And going by what I knew, I thought I would take that forward and seeing how I got on going into the market with everything, all the products, and seeing where it would take me.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever think, I mean, if you think about it, chanter makers in particular, it takes a while for the products to catch on, and yours have kind of caught on really quickly, relatively speaking. Did you ever think it would happen that way?
No, I didn't. I just it was when I thought about what I would do with making the chanters. I thought, right, I'll just have to see how it goes, and going by what I know I would just put that into production, put the Broadleys name out there, and see how the product was going to react to the market. Also working closely with pipe majors and stuff about what they're looking for, and the knowledge of what I know. Put that into the equation just to come up with the products that was going to be settled on.
Yeah. And did you go into the business with any kind of short or longer term sort of goals in mind, or did you just kind of think, let's see where things go?
Yeah, short term was to basically get the products out there, and that was get people to really want to look at the products and try them, and hopefully they like what they heard, and then that would then just be a stepping stone for the long term side of things, which we're probably, I don't know if we're into the short term still at the moment. I mean, we're 2 years. On Monday, it's 2 years from the day that the business started. So, don't know whether that's short term or long term or not, but just keep doing what we're doing, and hopefully the long term will just keep continuing on the way it's doing, and it be a success the way it's going just now.
I mean, if you think back, only a few decades ago, which isn't too long, well, maybe 40 years ago, there were only a handful of bagpipe makers.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot, but the sort of more significant ones who have caught on, and but you look at the market now, and there's a lot more. Did you ever think? Did you ever have concerns that there was still going to be enough of a market space in the market to add another maker?
Yeah, it was a big concern, because there's a lot of excellent manufacturers out there doing everything and different things: reeds, chanters, bagpipes, everything, small pipes, a lot. So yeah, it was a serious worry for me. But I just put into what I knew, and I've put a lot of my years into manufacturing products, 28, 30 years now. So I just put that out there and just hoped that would be enough to take things forward for me in the business, and that's what people would like. So yeah, it was a worry. It was a worry, and it still is, because yeah, we're all in there to really put our products out there and get them to be successful.
And you chose right from the beginning to go with a hand-turned, I guess call it bespoke bagpipe making approach to things, rather than going with laser, modern technology, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, well, I'm old school, if you want to call it that, but a traditionalist. So I thought, right, and that's what I've been doing for a long time as well, making pipes with my hands, and you get to like it. You get to like what you're doing with the wood. You're looking at different parts of the wood all the time. It's in your hands from start to finish. So yeah, it's just the way I'm choosing to do it. You're sort of loving that product as you're actually working with it, and every single piece is different. So you're just feeling that from all the way through the process. So that's when I chose just to do that at the moment. But the market is there's a big cry out for bagpipes, and there's a lot to get out there, and making them traditionally by hand takes quite a lot of time. So I could totally understand how the CNC has to come into the equation to meet the demand. But that's just my way of doing it with the hand turning, really. Just to be, that's what I've done for day one. So I've not stepped into that sort of side of things.
Yeah, interesting. Well, why don't we wrap up part one there, and let's come back in part two and talk about the uptake that your instruments have had, particularly on the chanter side, and cracking the grade one market in your first, really your first year, as it turns out. That's Ross Watson of Broadleys Bagpipes, coming to us from Kirkcaldy, Scotland, talking about
his new business, entering the market only 2 years ago and already being played by grade 1 bands. Stay tuned for more from Pipes Drums coming soon.